Hello everyone, welcome to the channel update for November. I hope everyone's October went well and you had a happy Halloween, or whatever you did, whether it was taking kids out, giving candy to kids, making sure that you had an ample supply to give to kids, and an ample supply afterwards when the kids were done to eat yourself. However you prefer to enjoy the holiday. Hiding away from the kids like I do. That's my preferred way. Eating the candy myself. Um, I hope, regardless, you had a good Halloween. There were certainly a lot of cute costume pictures among some of my friends who have kids these days. So it's always nice to see. Just so long as I don't have to take them out. Let's go ahead and talk about what's going on the channel right now. First thing to mention is, of course, Lunar Silver Star Story Complete wrapped up at the end of last month, and Lufia has taken its place. Lufia and the Fortress of Doom. That is a game that I had always meant to play, always wanted to play. Never got a hold of it myself as a kid with on the SNES. Never rented it either. I don't know if that's because it wasn't in stock at my rental places, or if it was more of a case that I realized that if I rented it, I'd get a few hours in, and then I'd have to return it. I wouldn't finish the game by any stretch, and next time I got it, there'd be a good chance that my save game would be gone. I don't know. I really don't remember. But regardless, it was always a game that I meant to play, and one of the reasons for me, once I started Let's Playing and found myself having fun with it, there was this element of, hey, I can finally play those games that I always meant to play, including Lufia. And here I am 10 years later, finally getting around to it. But I'm having fun so far. It is definitely not as easy as I expected. It has some teeth, which is impressing me. I'm appreciating that. So I'm definitely enjoying myself with that. I just had another recording session yesterday. Stardew Valley is still ongoing. That is coming closer to the completion goal, where we will get a bit of an event for having gotten that done. I have not seen that event. I think it's new in this latest update, but I'm not positive. But I do want to see that, so I'm looking forward to that as well. It's going to be a little bit further off than I thought, but still pretty soon. Hard to say exactly when. Once that is done, we'll be moving on to something else as well. Over on Zerfall's channel, you can find me and him playing Realms of Quest 5 for the VIC-20. It's a recent game, definitely showing off the skills both of the creator and the limitations of that old computer system, which is, I think it's a C64 era computer. I'm not very familiar with it, but Zerfall is. But I've been having fun with that. It's a game in the vein of like the early, Might and Magic and Ultima games and stuff like that. So do check that out if you're into those early RPGs. I've definitely been having fun with that, playing with Zerfall on that game. The videos go up irregularly, but there's been a spurt recently. Last couple weeks, quite a few videos have gone up, so it's coming out a bit more regularly now. We had some recording issues and had to go back and do some re-recording before we could get back into posting the videos. So it's there was a pretty big gap for a while. But they should be coming more regularly now. And of course, stream footage is still coming up here on YouTube. On Wednesdays, I do retro gaming over on Twitch at about 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Currently, we're playing Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening DX for the Game Boy Color. That's pretty close to wrapping up, and we have some other games in the queue after that as well. Friday, same time, Minecraft. We're playing Minecraft. We're currently on Hamtopia 14, and do come out and check that out and cheer me on and hope that A creeper or a stupid drowned with a trident doesn't get me. I hate those guys. Hate those guys. They're so nasty. I do, of course, put all of the retro games in one playlist as well if you want to go see all of what I've done. But when I get a full game like Zelda, where it's over the course of multiple sessions, it does get its own playlist like that. I don't guarantee that I complete all the games, but so far, most of the games chosen have been ones that I am both willing and able to complete. Something like a Zelda game is not too difficult to complete. There's usually nothing that's going to absolutely wreck me and prevent me from completing it. But platformers, yeah, that's a game that might have some problems. I've done pretty well so far, though. I'm pretty happy about that. So do check those out. Mondays, I am currently playing Yakuza Like a Dragon. Those videos are not coming over here because I cannot record and stream them, and I don't really want to port over 6-hour videos. It's about a 6-hour stream most Mondays, so I don't want I want that broken up, and I can't do that with the way that I am recording it, the way that I'm streaming it. So those are just all over on Twitch. If you want to watch those, you can just go to my Twitch channel. There is both a link here, and in any of my streamed videos, there's always a link to Twitch as well, and you can go check that out. I do full stream highlights. The Twitch system deletes VODs after a certain amount of time, the actual stream footage. But you can do a highlight where you start and end a point, and the idea is to, like, hey, here's 10 minutes that were really cool of this game. But nothing stops you from saying, hey, here's 6 hours that was really cool of this game. And keep those videos forever. So that's what I do. So if you want to check those out, just go check the highlights section, and that's where the full videos are. Friday also saw a second stream after I took a break from Minecraft. I came back and did Super Robot Wars 30. Brand new game, just came out last Wednesday. It's the first Super Robot Wars translated into English with the licensed properties in it. There's a few others that have come out, but they're all the original content. None of the, no Gundam, none of the Super Robot stuff like Mazinger Z and things like that. So this is the first one that has the licensed stuff in it. Technically, I don't know if it's all licensed. I think much of it is owned by Bandai, but the earlier stuff, I think a lot of it was licensed. So some of those was an element of, would people be interested in these in the U.S.? And I think the Japanese kind of thought not so much. Plus the fact that there would be lots of licensing issues. You'd have to go to lots of different companies, or at least a few different companies, to get the licenses in some cases. I think that's what held it up for a long time. This is the first one with those coming out in English in the U.S., and I believe Europe and other regions as well. So I'm pretty excited. Gotten the first 3 missions done so far. You can go over to Twitch to watch those, but those videos are coming over here to YouTube starting tomorrow, then Wednesday and Thursday. One mission will be going up each day. I broke up the stream recording into missions, so do check that out if you're interested in Super Robot Wars. There's a lot of good franchises in that. Many Gundam series. I'm looking forward to getting to the L game stuff as well, and other series. Plenty of series in that I don't know anything about. Lots and lots of series that I know nothing about. But there's quite a few that I do, and I'm looking forward to those. So do check that out. That will be replacing Yakuza Like a Dragon on Mondays when Yakuza finishes up, which I'm guessing is going to be in just a matter of weeks, unless they throw another twist at me and have even more story. And of course, depending on how much extra stuff that I end up doing. We'll see. But I think that's wrapping up pretty soon, and Super Robot Wars will be taking its place in the Monday stream slot. So that's mostly what's going on there, and of course, finally over on Twitch, Saturdays, Spelljammer. We're on Adventure 17, Lost in Wild Space. The party has been thrown to an unknown crystal sphere, and they need to find their way home now. So do come out and check that out on Saturdays at noon Eastern Time over on Twitch if you like Dungeons and Dragons, actual play sessions, that sort of thing. Please do check it out. That's mostly what's going on with the channel itself. If you want to support the channel, make sure that I can continue doing this, continue producing the videos, continue streaming. Please do consider supporting me in any of the ways possible. You can click this join button here on YouTube. You can go to Patreon, following this link here, or any of the other links in all the video descriptions. Ko-fi is also a possibility. You come over here to Patreon or Ko-fi. And of course, you can also subscribe to me on Twitch. If you have Amazon Prime, you can tie that account into Twitch and get Twitch Prime, and that gives you a free sub each month that you can put towards any streamer that you want, including me. And I would most definitely appreciate that. That would be no extra cost on your part. So if you have Amazon Prime and you haven't done that, you really should. I'd really recommend it, because it's a way to support a streamer that is, once you get the thing set up, once you tie your accounts together, there's no extra effort on your part other than just going to the channel once a month to re-up the subscription. So please do consider that if you haven't. It is a nice way to show your support for the streamers. And of course, you can just do the regular subscription as well. All of that does help to ensure that I am continuing to produce videos, continuing to stream, and not starve to death due to the lack of food. To be fair, that's probably not going to happen. Other things would happen first, like stopping the videos, or reducing the videos, or something like that. So, but if you like the content, if you're enjoying everything, please do consider supporting the channel in any one of those ways. It's not going to make a difference in terms of like getting access to exclusive videos or exclusive series or anything like that. I keep my stuff free and available to everyone. It is a way to show your support and things like that. There are a few perks you get that are not like, exclusive content perks, but you would have access to emotes on Twitch, other emotes here on YouTube, get access to the Patreon channel on Discord, you get access to polls I do on Patreon, because we have reached a new tier on Patreon that means that I am doing more Patron's Choice polls. In fact, one just opened up today, started up today, going through the end of the week, and that is specifically for, what RPG franchise that I've already played games of do I continue with once Lufia is done? So, like, Chrono Cross and Final Fantasy VIII are in there. Lunar and Dragon Quest are not in there, just because they're a little bit too new. And there's some other franchises that are not in there for various reasons as well. But the primary thing is the list. The poll up there is, I'm prepared to play one of these. Which one do you guys want to see me go into? Those of you who are supporting me on Patreon. So that's open to everyone on who's supporting me on Patreon. So if you are a patron, do check that poll out and get a vote in for what you'd like to see follow up Lufia. Other than that, that's pretty much it with the channel. If you've been following me for a while, you know that once a month I put up a new deity. I've been working on updating the old DMGR4 Monster Mythology to the later format from Faiths and Avatars. And once a month I put up a deity doing that update. The latest one is the last of the neogi deities. This is P'kk the Dominator. Not as awful as the last neogi deity that I did, but still pretty awful. I did have some fun with this one. So if you are playing Spelljammer, or if you have neogi in your campaign, do check it out. Or if you're just interested in Dungeons and Dragons deities in general, take a look and read it over. And as always, let me know what you think. I thrive on feedback. Whether it is simple, hey, misspelled something, or hey, I really liked this thing. That is really cool. I hadn't thought of that. Stuff like that. Whatever it is, please do consider giving me some feedback. If you want to see all the deities that I've done, the Monster Mythology update link here will get you to the full list of everything that I've done so far. And if you are also looking for another way other than just going through the playlists on my channel, because I've got various playlists in different groups, console RPGs, adventure games, miscellany, that sort of thing. You can see those groupings here as well on the front page of the channel. But I do have a text list on my blog. It's a little out of date at this point. As you can see, I haven't gotten in like Adventure 617 for Adventures in Arcane Space and stuff like that, but they're all grouped together by various franchises or series, keeping like Paradox games together, adventure games together, that sort of thing. It's a little out of date. I usually go through like every 6 months, 8 months, something like that, and get everything in. But especially, like, it's more important for the old stuff anyway. So if you're curious about old games that I've played, if you're finding it's a little bit too hard to find out if I've played something recently. I mean, not recently, something a long time ago. Because I do periodically get, like, hey, you should play this game. And I get to respond, I already have. There's a playlist. Just a way to check it out. You can, of course, it's a web page. You can use the find feature to see if I've played, Icewind. Just put in Icewind. That would find Icewind Dale right there. Or Final Fantasy. You'll find all the Final Fantasies somewhere down here in this list. There they are. So, yeah, do check that out if you want to take a quick look over a full text list of the Let's Plays that I have done. And actually, that does kind of remind me, there is one thing I do keep getting questions about. I don't know that there's an easy way to find it here, but the XCOM Files playlist. Let me go ahead and see where that is. There we go. So it doesn't show up here, because these are my videos, but many of these videos are getting nearly full blocks because of music content. They're basically blocked in every country except Japan because of a piece of music in them. I can try to trim that out, but there are 258 videos, and that music is in most of them. So a lot of these videos are getting blocked. If you... Oh, it says unavailable videos are hidden, actually. So, yeah, 1, 2, 4, 6, 7. So you can see, actually, like right there, 9. Some of these videos, they are getting removed from the list. I'm actually kind of, like, I kind of wish that I could turn that option off so that I'd have them in there and it would just show a thing of unavailable video or something like that, which is, I think, what it used to do. It would make it very clear that a video was blocked. And apparently they're not doing that anymore, which is actually really annoying. I can go in and try to edit the videos. There are tools to try to mute the music. Let me know if you'd like me to try that. Like, I can try that with part 3. It's early in the playlist, and see what I can do about that. Um, the other thing is that if you want to watch the series and you're finding these missing videos, probably the best way at this point right now is to go over to Twitch and watch them. I don't believe there's been any muting or anything on those videos. There may be some muting, but it's the videos are available otherwise. So if you're wondering about the missing videos and stuff like that, go check out Twitch and look at the full stream highlight videos over there. And let me know in the comments. Do you want me to try to edit some of these on YouTube to mute the audio? That's not something that can be, like, if they remove the block eventually, that's not something that can be reversed. I'd have to re-upload the video. So that's one of the reasons why I'm a little bit iffy on that. I don't know how well it'll work, and I can't test it out. It's either, I'd say, hey, do it, see how it comes out, or not do it kind of thing. So do let me know what you think. I'd rather not have to re-upload any of these. That's because they'll never have as many views as the originals do. So that's kind of where that is. Let me know in the comments below what you think I should do about that. I'm okay for now, just suggesting people go over to Twitch and watch the VODs. I don't really know how this impacts the channel overall in terms of the analytics and how they promote the content, other than the fact that those unavailable videos are not getting views, which can drag down the average number of views across the channel. That's one of the things that YouTube looks at, is average views, which is kind of a problem in that when you're doing content like I do, there's always a slope. The first video is almost always much better watched than the second. Oftentimes it's twice as much as the second, which will have twice as much as the third, and so forth. And there'll be a curve until it hits the stabilization point of and it usually, depending on the series length, that can usually happen around between episode 10 and 20, where the people who are going to be watching mostly to the end are now here, and it's only those people. So if you're looking at that, like, if there's not a huge difference between, and obviously the numbers go up over time, but in the course of a couple weeks or a month, it's a good, from when it came out. If you're looking at, like, episode 50 and episode 30, and they have about the same number of views, then you've hit that stabilization point. These videos that are getting blocked are obviously not getting that. They're not getting any views anymore, so they can be bringing down the whole channel's average view stat, which is one of the things that YouTube uses. And of course, a channel like what I do, that's actually problematic, because all of my stuff, like, anytime I do a long series, those later episodes are always going to get fewer views than a new series, and that always drags it down. That's why you'll see a lot of Let's Players these days. If they have a really big channel and they're trying to maintain a big channel, they will have set, like, a personal or an internal point at which they stop a series. They say, once it gets to, if a new video only gets 1,000 views in a couple hours, that's it. If it gets 900, then I need to stop the series, kind of thing. I don't do that because I play until completion when it's a game that I want to complete, and that does bring down the stats overall. You see the same kind of thing in television series as well. Like, it is very normal for the first episode of a brand new TV show to get way better ratings than the last episode of the season, or a mid-season episode. Because the first episode, a lot of people are tuning in. It's a new show. They want to check it out. And you'll get a little bit of this with the first episode of a new season on a series. People will tune in, see if they are interested. Um, and of course, with television, when shows hit a certain point, they cancel the series if they haven't already put in a fixed endpoint on it, when the new stuff is just not doing as well. So you get kind of a similar thing with a lot of people on YouTube, where, if they're 30 episodes in and the latest episodes are getting half what they want, they'll say, all right, it's time to end the series, even though I'm not done with the game. I try to play games to completion because that's, one of the reasons why I'm doing Let's Plays is to play games to completion. Play the games that I have not played before, or play games that I have, played before but want to play again, want to enjoy again, want to show you guys again. Some of the games that I've played have been obscure. A lot of people have heard about games and bought games because they saw me playing them and stuff like that. So, that's kind of what I look for. Unfortunately, YouTube, the way their system operates, it doesn't handle that kind of content. What they want, ideally, is the person who puts out an isolated video every few days or every week or every day. Like a review video, a reaction video, a how do you do this thing in a game video, that kind of thing. Makeup tutorial, a video review, a movie review, a game review, that kind of thing, where it's wholly encapsulated in that video. There is no part of a series other than a conceptual thing. Like, you might create a playlist of all of your reviews, but no one needs to watch them in order. If I go into the playlist, I can just scroll down. He's done a review on this thing. Let's check it out. That's the kind of content YouTube wants, and they want it of certain lengths, preferably. And that varies. But the big thing is they want isolated videos that are one-offs, that do not require you to have watched the prior stuff or the later stuff, so that they can just promote that. It would be nice to toggle a thing where YouTube only pays attention to the first episode of one of my series, and everything else is ignored for the point of analytics, it's ignored for the point of promoting, it's ignored for the point of searches. It doesn't factor in. It's just a case of, if someone likes the first one, then they will get into the series. They'll either be promoted the playlist, or they will be promoted the next one in the series, kind of thing. But there's no reason to promote, episode 7 of Lufia and the Fortress of Doom individually. Even, there will be plenty of times when I will title something either inadvertently or semi-intentionally based on something that happens in there, and that does generate search traffic, as in people are looking for a certain place in a game, and they'll come across my video. And I do occasionally get people coming in and saying, this is a terrible, worthless video. It takes him 20 minutes to get to this thing that I was interested in. Well, there's your problem. You're coming into the wrong video. You want just that thing that's 20 minutes in rather than the whole video. You're coming to the wrong place. But there's no way for YouTube to handle those differences. There's no way for me to tell YouTube to handle that differently, and their systems are not set up to handle those differently, when they should be handled differently. The type of content that I create should be promoted in a very, very, very different way than another content creator who creates reviews, or, this is a single episode first look at this game. If you were going to do a single episode on Lufia and the Fortress of Doom, it would be promoted very differently, and be promoted to people very differently than my Let's Play of Lufia and the Fortress of Doom. And YouTube just doesn't handle that. And unfortunately, the way that they're all set up definitely does focus on the other content. And it just kind of brings the whole thing down the channel. It keeps it from expanding as much as I think it could. And and other channels in a similar fashion. So that's just where we are with YouTube. There's no real other way of handling it. Like, I mean, there's no other system that does it better other than Twitch, which is still a very different viewing style. You kind of have to go there and watch it live, and the revenue is very different too. Over on Twitch, yes, I can run ads, and I do occasionally run ads, and there are ads before people get into the videos and stuff like that sometimes. But that's pennies compared to the subscriptions. That's the ad revenue. I mean, not the ad revenue. That's the revenue stream on Twitch. Whereas here on YouTube, very much so the revenue is ad revenue based on aggregate views and stuff like that. And it would be really nice to get a system that would adequately promote my videos to people who actually want to watch my type of videos. I don't think it's as easy to find a completed, if you go searching for Lufia and the Fortress of Doom, there's going to be a ton of review stuff, and if you just want Let's Plays, you have to put in Let's Plays, and even then, it's not always going to get you that. It's going to get you a lot of reviews and stuff like that as well. And they just are not really set up to handle that kind of different style of viewing, and they certainly don't promote that style of viewing separately. When I would think they would want that, having someone pull up a playlist of Stardew Valley or Lufia and the Fortress of Doom of a completed Let's Play and literally sit there and watch all of that kind of gets into what YouTube wants of people staying on the platform. So I don't know. It's not like they talk to me, so I'm very clear when they do their polls, their regular polls on what I think they should change. Not that they ever change any of those things, but we'll see. It's all, stuff that we'll, maybe we'll see how things change in the future. Who knows? But that does get to why it's important to support channels that you really enjoy on Patreon if they have that sort of thing, because, or whatever method they've set up, joining the channel on YouTube, doing Ko-fi, just doing PayPal donations, whatever it is. When you enjoy the content, show that support so that they can continue doing it, because YouTube ain't doing what they can to support the channels. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching this update video. I hope November goes well for you, and we'll be back for another update in December. It's nice that the weather is finally cool. I got my window open, I got my door open. It is 57 degrees Fahrenheit outside. It's nice. I'm happy with the weather. See you next time, everyone.